Good question. They are, and it kind of depends on what type of deal we're looking at. The main two that you will likely see are a straight purchase agreement, where someone's just offering you X amount of dollars and now we, the production company, own it, versus an option purchase deal, where a production company says, okay, we're going to give you a limited amount of money up front, let's say like $1,000 up front. With that $1,000, that locks us in exclusively to the screenplay, where we don't own it, you, the writer, own it, but we, the production company, have the exclusive right to later on purchase it during a term like typically 18 or 24 months, to purchase it down the road for a set amount of money. For a production company, it gives them a bit of flexibility to take that screenplay out to market, potentially get attachments on it, without having to purchase the screenplay outright, which would be a lot more money up front. Let's talk about the option first. So an option, like the most important things to consider are, what are my option fees? Like what are they paying for that exclusivity? How long is the term of that option? 18, 24 months is relatively standard. Then they'll also potentially ask for an extension option period, another 18 or 24 months for another payment. The purchase price, obviously is the most important one, the amount of fixed compensation that you as the screenwriter are going to receive to transfer the rights and the copyright in that screenplay from you to them. Credits are also important. Most of the time they'll, if you're WGA or not WGA, you'll try and get them to agree that you will, they will abide by what the WGA credit and determination rules would apply to that screenplay. So whether it's written by, created by, if there's a writing team, how those credits are going to be specifically allocated. If you're getting some type of contingent compensation, so whether that's net profits as back end, setup bonus, where the production company, if they set it up with a major studio, you get an additional amount of money. A production bonus, if they actually go into production, you get an additional amount of money. Potential box office bonuses are sometimes asked for, where you get, an additional amount each time it hits a certain box office threshold. There are credit bonuses wherein if they acquire your screenplay and then they bring on other writers, you might get a little bit amount of money, but if they bring on, if they don't bring on any other writers and you're the sole writer on the screenplay as it goes into production, you get an additional amount of money. Another major one is, what kind of rights are they acquiring into the screenplay? Are they getting all the rights into it, wherein they can make derivative productions like a TV series off of your feature film? They can make subsequent sequels and prequels off of that screenplay. And how closely attached are you to those, we call them subsequent and derivative productions? Are you asking for a first opportunity to be able to write those subsequent derivative productions? Are you asking for passive payments, which are, if I might not be able to write that because I might become a much higher caliber writer, and then, over that course of 4 or 5 years, where I'm busy and I can't write it. You've built this world with your screenplay and it's done well enough where they're able to, let's say, make a sequel. You should ask for a potential, what they would call passive payments of, even though I'm not writing it, I should be entitled to a certain amount of money because you're taking my world and making a sequel, prequel, TV series based off of that. Are you reserving any rights to your screenplay? It really depends on what your screenplay is based on, right? If you wrote a book and then wrote a screenplay based off of that book, you might want to reserve all of your print publishing rights so that you can continue to publish your book, uninhibited by this contract. You might want the ability to write, sequels to that book, whenever you want. Some writers really want to retain podcast rights. They might want to, flesh it out further into a podcast. Those are some typical kind of reserve rights that you might see in a screenplay writing purchase agreement.